Oh boy. Okay. Pre-workout has been drank. I got my music blasting. Just trying to get locked in here. Um, but after last week's leg day, of course, I started with Smith machine squats, but doing the unilateral um, leg curls and leg extensions, I had done them before, but just like with everything, I kind of wore it out over time. After 2, 3 months of doing it, I felt like it was time, and I was ready to switch to something else. But now that I've come back to it, um, it felt great last week. So I think today I'm gonna do the same thing. Gonna do some unilateral leg curls, and then some unilateral leg extensions. I'm gonna stay away from squats today. Probably I won't even do the hack squats. I'm thinking. I mean that leaves only one option, right? For me, I'm thinking I'm gonna end with some leg press. I'm gonna go as heavy as I can, like always. But yeah, the Smith machine squats are great, man. I freaking love them. But and maybe this kind of is telling me that I need to do them a little more. But every time I do them, it just destroys my lower back. Well, I won't say destroy, and not every time, but most times my lower back is pretty, and not in a bad way. It's just like fatigue and sore. It's not like I throw it out or anything, which that has happened too. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. It's just I felt the effects for several days after doing those Smith machine squats last week. And again, maybe that's because I need to do more, build the endurance up a little bit. But I'm gonna stay away from it today. I think it'd be a good idea. So leg curls, leg extensions, followed by leg press, and it's probably just gonna be 3 sets here, 3 sets on leg extensions. I would like to do. I would like to do quite a bit of volume in terms of the amount of sets on leg press. And normally when I do that, it's um, 2 or 3 sets heavy for how heavy I can go at that point, and then followed up with the 2 or 3 lighter ones. Now this always sounds good in my head. Then when it comes time to do it, my legs, it depending on the day, sometimes I can get a little more out of it than others, but they usually don't last as long as I would like, and as you know, just going off base of what I'm thinking right now. So we'll see when the time comes how that's gonna go. But but yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. So no hack squats today. Now, you know what? Let me not say none because I do change my mind quite frequently. So we'll see how it goes after the first 2 exercises here. But I'm gonna say the likelihood of hack squats are definitely not Smith. I will definitely say no on Smith machine squats. I did that last week. Um, so yeah, none of that. But hack squats, there's like a probably 5% chance that could happen. So I'm not gonna say no, but chances are it's gonna be leg press. And last week I did 90 pounds, one leg at a time here. I think today, now this could be a mistake, but it was fairly comfortable last week. So I think today I'm going to go up to 100 pounds. That might be jumping the gun a little bit. Maybe I should go 95 first. Actually, I'll probably say I probably should, but 90 pounds is actually a little easy. Um, Now, by the third set here, maybe even sooner, we'll find out. But the reps might get pretty low. That's kind of what I want, though. You know what I mean? I've been I've been struggling with finding ways to make this heavier. Because when I do both legs, I max the machine out and I'm still doing 25 reps, which is fine to an extent. But at a certain point, it's like, all right, you know, I gotta get stronger at some point and add some more resistance or something. And I've been doing negatives. I've been slowing the reps down, doing pause sets or rest pause sets and everything. And I even had done unilateral sets before. Like I said, after a while, it just kind of gets old. Unless it's a bench press, an incline Smith machine bench press. I gotta mix it up after 2 or 3 months most of the time. So yeah, 100 pounds here. We'll see how many I get on the first one. I'm thinking 10 to 12. And like I said, by the third set, I might only be getting 8. But that's kind of what I want. That's what I want. So I can start to slowly get stronger. I'll adjust accordingly if it's too heavy. But fuck it. Let's see how this first one goes. Now, if my memory serves me correct, which that's that is a lot of times not the case, but I think the last time I did unilateral leg curls, of course I was, I'll be honest, I was going too heavy. My ego was getting in it a little bit, but that's when I was doing more powerlifting based. So I was, more focused on explosion and not so much on the control and actually building muscle. But I think I was doing 110, so 110 pounds one leg. But like I said, the reps were quick. They were explosive. They were not the best, just being honest. Uh, and it was a struggle. I remember, like, it would actually physically be extremely tough to even, for one, to even get to the sets, but to even make it. Like looking back now, and again, hindsight is 2020, But looking back now, it's like to even justify it mentally, like I shouldn't have been doing that. But I was like I said, I was trying to get stronger. So this is 10 pounds less, And just comparing the two, and again, if you're going to compare anything, compare it to yourself. Like, don't compare yourself to other people. A lot of times that's just a recipe for disappointment, and it's just it's just better to not do that. But comparing those two, when I was doing 110 pounds to 100 pounds now, this felt so much easier to control. I do feel way stronger. Hence, I can control it a lot better. And it is 10 pounds less. But even if I added the 10, it might take a rep or two. Just based off what I remember, I'm way stronger now. Um, so yeah, that's always good. Put on some muscle, I know that. So that's definitely a contributing factor. So yeah, I mean, 100 pounds. I think I did like 12 or 13 each leg, something like that. So we'll do a couple more, and then I might throw in a little drop set where I rest like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and I keep it on the same weight that I've been doing with one leg, and I'll go into it with both as a little drop set. Um, yeah, I think it'll be good. By the third set again, I might only be doing 8 or 9, but that's kind of what I want. That's what I want. I want to start increasing the weight here and what makes sense, not rushing it, not going too quick. I might stick with 100 pounds doing unilateral here for however long it takes, a month, 2 months, I don't care, until I feel like I'm ready to go up to the next weight. And but yeah, I want it to be heavier within the rep range that I still want, within good control, still checking all the boxes to build muscle. But yeah, just going heavier to build muscle. Like I said, for the longest time, I've been doing bilateral, both legs at the same time, and the weight it was just getting ridiculous. It just wasn't enough. Everything I was doing, I was still doing 20 plus reps. So this should theoretically, along with leg extensions, give me some results. I don't want to go under 8 reps, especially starting. Like I would like the first set, like I just did here, to be 10 or more. Maybe no more than 15, no less than 10. And then by the third set, I'm probably single digit reps, which would be perfect, in my opinion, for what I'm trying to do. So yeah, that's good. Good start. Let's do a couple more. I don't like that. That's one of the cons of doing unilateral. I do the whole left leg first, and then sometimes by the time I get to the other leg, just general overall fatigue. Even though I didn't use my right leg at all on the first however many reps I did with the left, there's still just fatigue generally throughout your body after that. So the right leg's a little, it can take a hit, not as doesn't perform as well. So that last rep I had to use my left leg to get it out of the hole a little bit. So I mean, maybe on this third one I'll start with my right, you know, see if it makes a difference. Try to even it out a little bit. We'll see. But yeah, still good. I did more reps on the second one than I thought. So I think I did 11 or 12 again still. Good shit. Let's do one more. One of this a little too quick. I'll fully admit. I'm not trying to pre-build excuses here, but yeah, I should be fine. But here is the first song change of the day. You guys know how I am. When I find a song and it just hits, a lot of times I'll put it on repeat and I will listen to it for as long as I feel it's working. And as soon as it starts to wear off, time to switch. So, first song change. See if it gives me a little something extra here. Probably not, but the idea of it helps me a little bit, I think. Oh boy. Oh my god. Yep, that was it. Kind of fully what I expected by the third set. That was right on the money. I'm starting to think my left leg, at least my hamstring, is a little stronger. That was still just felt better with my left leg. Okay, give me like 10, 15 seconds. We'll do a drop set. Well, all right. Let's move on to leg extensions. All right, just like on the leg curls, I'm gonna add an extra 10 pounds here. Hopefully it works. I mean, really, the leg curls went better than I thought, so hopefully this goes, if not as good as that, close to it. We'll see. So last week I had 150, now it's on 160, obviously. 150 plus 10, 160. Not a mathematician here, but I believe that's correct. Um, let's not even guess the amount of reps. Let me just do it. Uh, like I said, hopefully it goes pretty good. Okay, so complete opposite here. My right leg, right quad, feels significantly stronger than my left. Now, my left is the one where the knees bother me a little bit. And I can feel it, so maybe that, I don't know, maybe I know it affected it some. How much? That's what I don't know. So that probably took some reps, but well, I mean, all in all, good. Um, Now, if my left leg felt like my right leg did, I would actually add another 5 or 10 pounds. But again, considering trying to be mindful of my knee, I'm just gonna leave it here. Maybe I'll try to go a little slower with my right, evening out a little. But pretty good. Do a couple more. All right, song change number two. See if it gives me enough to get through this last set because I'm starting to feel it. These unilateral sets are something else. Just like with everything, there's pros and cons to them. I mean, like I said, pretty much like with everything. But the pros right now are really doing their magic. The added isolation from just doing one leg at a time. Um, yeah, it's doing something. So we're gonna do one more here, a little drop set, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. I know you guys like the most interesting stuff is the big compound lifts. The squats, the benches, the deadlifts when I used to do them, leg press, bent over rows, that kind of stuff. I know that's more exciting. And I'm going pretty quick here, so hopefully I'm not going too quick. But again, I want to, if I feel good, I'm gonna go. So sometimes it's a little bit of a false sense of just feeling ready, and then you start to do the set, and it's like, nope, I don't think I was quite ready. We're about to find out though. I don't think I lost a rep on any set there. Not one set. That doesn't happen often. It's interesting. Very interesting. By the time I change the weight and get back in position, it'll be a long enough break. Oh, wait a minute, I don't need to change the weight. What am I doing? No, fuck. Never mind. But this is still pretty light. So I think I'll be alright to just kind of go. Oh, fuck. That's it. Oh. That was, dare I say, perfect? No, no, not quite perfect, but damn close. Okay, I had to give myself a pretty decent amount of time here before I even wanted to attempt this because, and they're still, my quads are still pretty fucking sore already, and they're burning pretty good from those leg extensions. Which one, on one hand, that means the leg extensions did their job. It worked really good, especially going one leg at a time. But on the other hand, it's definitely going to affect this, like definitely. But I do kind of, I can't really complain because I do kind of, whenever I start with leg curls and then leg extensions and then do my final exercise, which would be a compound, rather than the reverse, which would be starting with a heavy compound and then finishing with accessories. When I do it like this, that's kind of the reason I do it. That way I can't go as heavy on the compound, save my joints a little bit. Um, it's just sometimes it 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 works a little more than I would even suspect. You know, the leg curl or the leg extensions and the leg curls. I mean, my hamstrings are still a little feeling a little bit too, but you know, more recently I finished with the leg extensions, so they they hit me pretty good, man. So this is gonna be. I got 10 plates on each side, and to be honest, I'm not even gonna try to tell you how many reps. I'm just gonna do however many I can, and then also I'm not gonna even try to guess how many sets. I know to start, and I even preface this by saying it always sounds good when I say it, but when I actually start doing it, put it in practice, things change, fatigue sets in, you know. Um, but yeah, I'm not even gonna count how many sets. I'm just gonna go, and then when I feel like I reach that point, the point of no return, if you will, um, call it a day, call it a good workout, and go check out the pump. So, like always, I'm gonna go pretty slow and controlled here. You know, more or less. I just want it to be constant tension on my legs, get a good burn, really isolate my legs as much as I can. And like I said, however many I get, I get. So let's do the first one. Oh, and I will say, I'm gonna have my feet pretty pretty far apart, basically almost all the way out to the edge, maybe a quarter or half inch in, and then pretty high up too. So I'll probably do however many sets I feel good like that to hit the hamstrings and the glutes a little more, and even the hips, with my legs being out wider. And if I do two or three, however many, then I'll finish with this however many sets I feel good, bringing them in a little more, hitting the quads, hitting the outer sweep. Anyways, damn, let me just shut up and fucking do it. Oh, that actually went better than I thought. I did more. I did more than I was expecting there. All right, good. That's good. It's always good, right? All right, we'll keep it going. All right, that's it for this amount of weight. Let me take 2 or 3 off each side. I might just do one. I know I'm being a sissy, but I might just do one more set and bring my feet in a little lower, a little more emphasis on the quads. We'll see. I mean, I'll do one more for sure. Yeah, let's do that. Wow, what what a leg pump. I'm actually kind of concerned, about the posing. My legs are like I've had some really good pumps. Being specific to leg day, even that I've had some really good leg pumps as of late. This might be the best one. I don't think I can flex them, man. Oh fuck, man, is it tough though? Okay, let me try to. You know, when I first got over here, there was still. I gotta sit down. Holy shit. There were still 4 plates on each side that somebody left on here. Now, could I justify leaving those 4 plates on there when I'm done because they're already there when I got here? Probably. You know, I could justify it, but I'm not gonna do that. And don't be one of those people, man. Put the fucking weights back. It's not that hard. I've said it 1,000 times probably, and I will keep saying it. If you know you're starting your fitness journey, which is always awesome, I'm always encouraging people to do that. But you, you load up a machine with some plates like this, you do your sets, and then you leave them on. Like, think about that. How far are you actually gonna make it working out and training if your mindset is that you don't even feel like putting the weights back? You know, I mean, come on, that's just. I mean, just to be bluntly honest, you're not gonna make it very far when it comes to training. You gotta flip that mindset. Put the shit back. Now, you think I feel like putting these 45s back after doing 10 sets of legs and they're fucking jello right now? No, not really. But I'm going to, and I always do. It's just a nice mindset. It's just it develops good habits. But like I said, just the mindset alone, I don't know. I just can't relate to that. To not putting them back. Anyways, let me do that, and I'll try to go flex my legs a little bit. Hopefully, they're not so jelly by that point. I'm gonna imagine they still will be a little, but hopefully, it's better. Oh, leg day. Man, I love a good leg day. Leg day is, I have a love hate relationship with it. It honestly is my second favorite day to train, but that's always the feeling after leg day. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that makes sense. When I'm training legs in the middle of it, I mean, sometimes I'm really feeling it, and it's just everything, is going great. A lot of times when I'm hitting legs, it really is suffering. It is, especially if you're training legs right. Um, so while I'm doing it, a lot of times I hate it, but as soon as I'm done, it's that delayed gratification, and every single time it's a good feeling, to know that you pushed through something tough, something that you didn't really want to do. To be honest, a lot of times and that's not just leg day. I always say it happens more on leg day. Like you're tired and you just don't feel like it, but you push through anyways. And whenever you're done, you're like, man, you know, not to be prideful or anything, but you just kind of acknowledge like that was pretty cool what I just did. I pushed through when I didn't really think I had it in me, didn't really feel like doing it, didn't really want to do it. So yeah, good feeling. It's a good feeling, man. Um, and we check this out. Let's keep it short and sweet here. I've talked a lot today, anyways. Oh man. Um, it's not bad. I don't think. All right, leg day done. I would say it was successful. 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 Anyways, it's pretty good when you can barely formulate your sentences and say coherent words. Pretty good workout. All right, tomorrow will be chest day again. Uh, that's it, man. We're done. Get out there and train your legs, guys. Don't fucking skip. Do not skip leg day. You don't want to have. You don't want to be one of those guys that have big arms, big chest, broad shoulders, wide back, and little bird legs. I mean, come on now. That is not why we do this. All right. Till then, see you guys tomorrow for chess.